Good evening. Welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I am your host. And for the first time in weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, we are going back to happy, clappy post-match shows. We're all very happy.
To be fair, not everyone's very happy. I think.
I knew you'd see that. I knew you'd say that.
Sorry, Ian.
No.
Yeah. There is one black sheep or one black and white sheep in the Brady bunch here.
You knew that we weren't going to win. I told you that.
By the way, and we're going to start with a bit of breaking news at Craig Party Time. Good evening, mate. Rich, you can do your party now. Stones will be staying next season. One, due to homegrown rule. Two, we have a lot of other areas to address before selling off centre halves.
What did I tell you? I told you he'd stay.
And three, he's a footballing god.
Yep.
And defense David Silva.
Deity. He's a deity.
And four, he will pay for him with his injury record.
Yeah.
So he's got to stay.
Yeah, no one's buying him.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, good evening, Luke, Lee, Dash. I'm just going to say some very quick lows and we'll get into it. I've been hearing news on Haaland's fine, he's trained. Good evening, Blues. Nice to be in a good mood. Marmoosh did a fandango. Ooh. Evening, Luke. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Yeah, keyboard bodies do grind you down. They're all very quiet today, though. I will admit that. I've had no death threats today, which is nice. In 4-0. I've had no one coming after me tonight. Hello, Steve. How are you, mate? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy at the minute. Scottish fan, how are you, mate? And by the way, big up Ian for actually keeping his promise. He said he would come on when lose or draw. And not many opposition fans do that when they get their ass slapped.
Because I'm different, Martin, and you know that.
Yeah. That's why we have you on, mate. Yeah, that, like I said, Craig, that is good to hear. Luke, everything good. Old Baz is here as well. Look, full house. Evening, Baz.
I told you I was coming. I just took a while to get the link sent to my email and for it to show up on my laptop and everything.
Just to let you know, Baz is the one who hates Erling Haaland, so we'll get into that in a bit.
Don't hate him. Just think he's average.
DC, good evening. Hope you are well. We've got a full panel, which is great. So I'm going to keep up. I am going to come to the comments. One thing I do want to say, Adam Quinn has started by gifting 10 Mancunian Way memberships. Thank you so much. You are a superstar. And Louis has renewed their membership for the 13th month. Thank you so much. You guys are legends.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
Yeah. Managed by you want to speak to us, email us. We'll respond you back. We're always here, mate. Speak to. I hope you're feeling a lot better and things get much better for you, buddy. Pardo Oaks, good evening. Right, I'm going to bring up people's comments. I know Fee's here, Kathy's here, everyone's here. And I will say hello to you all. But we've got a packed show. I'm going to let the Newcastle boys go first because they've only got half an hour. So I'm going to let them just start. We'll see which
we got off the bus. We got into the changing room. We got changed. Everything was all right. The score was 0-0. We got onto the pitch. We trained all right before it. Everyone seemed all right. We then got out of our tracksuits. We blew the whistle, and that was the end of it. Well done.
That's what you get. Analytical, really deep analytical viewpoints here on the Mancunian Way. You even get how they got off the bus.
We can talk about what happened at the cinema last night instead if you want, man.
Nope.
It was just, yeah. But it is what it is. We didn't turn up. We didn't play our normal game. We were just weak all round. I don't know what it was, whether it was the fact that we haven't scored a goal there since 2018, we haven't beaten you since 2000 at the Etihad. The players felt the pressure, or they had one eye on the cup final. You know, you can throw all the excuses you want at the result, but you're not allowed an excuse in football at that standard. You guys were excellent, played us off the park. And I'm just disappointed in the reaction of the players. The intensity wasn't there. The desire wasn't there. The high press wasn't there. We give the ball away cheaply. The first goal sums it all up, as we spoke about recently. Kieran Trippier should never have went for that ball. And we should never have given your goalkeeper a 10-yard head start coming out of his box and then lumping it forward and scoring like it was a League One goal. It was just terrible all around. And you put us to the sword, and it's congratulations. There's not really much more I can say about it, to be fair. You might want to, though.
What? Right, Mark, but you want me to start?
Go on.
On the whistle.
Right. Obviously, when the teams went out, it was on paper it looked like a 4-3-3. But soon, obviously, like as soon as we kicked off, we just went straight into 4-5-1, and that just set the alarm bells ringing for me straight away. Your wide men, Savio, Marmoosh, were absolutely outstanding. Foden in them little pockets of space, which was I've spoken about loads about Martin with you. He's unplayable when he's in them little pockets, just drifting about. Very, very good. Your two holding midfielders were absolutely outstanding. Nico was brilliant. Gundogan was back at his best. Really, really good. But like I've just said on the other show, but Martin, the transition from 4-2-3-1 to 2-4-3-1 is it's unplayable at times. It really is. And when your fullbacks come on to make them ultimate to interact in midfield, and they don't seem to stand still. They're very, very interact with each other. The ball's never ever stale, as you should say. It's always on the move. Haaland, he's very clever now. What he's doing, he's making runs where he's dragging defenders in deep, where you've got your wide men coming in to make that extra forward. It's just a great formation. And on yesterday, it was I forgot at times I was watching Newcastle because Man City were that good. However, Newcastle United didn't turn up. I get that.
No excuses,
there's no excuses at all. I get that. However, sometimes you just got to hold your hand up and just say, look, we're up against the best team in the world here. And when they're on, it doesn't even make a difference if you're at 95%. You've got your hands full, right? And sometimes you just feel yourself wanting. I mean, the first goal for me, Kieran Trippier, a man of his. I mean, the run from Haaland was so blatant. He just dragged Dan Burn into no man's land. Right, I get Ederson should have been put under pressure because he's got the most assists as a goalkeeper. He plays that ball over to Marmoosh, but Kieran Trippier should never ever go for that football. All of his experience of football, he should have just held him up, stayed goal side of him, tried to put pressure on him, tried to force him wide, but he didn't. He was so naive. He tried to win the header. But for me, this is what the alarm bells set ringing is. The run from Haaland, where he dragged Dan Burn and he was in his own half. Before that ball entered the net, where Marmoosh lobbed Dubravka, Haaland was inside the 18-yard box. And that's desire, right? And that worried me straight away there. That if he's doing that, the rest of us got the ball, by the way. And that for me, Martin, that set the tone of the game. And I just thought we were in for a hiding. I really did.
Yeah, I'm just going to let everyone speak, and I'm thanking you for your honesty, by the way.
Always honest. We don't hide.
Well,
we don't hide, Martin. You know that.
Before we get into this, you lot are on fire, and I'm astonished. Mark Fogg has done his usual and gifted 10 channel memberships. So please thank him because he is a legend, an absolute legend, and he knows he is. Scotty City Fan has gifted 10 channel memberships. He is also a fellow legend. Tone is talking absolute waffle like he normally does with his late title push. And then Adam Quinn, who gifted 10 earlier, has now gifted 20 more. So has gifted 30 channel memberships.
That's because of me, bigging you up, see?
So thank you so much. You lot are outstanding.
Yeah.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
And just so you know, the 5K giveaway, I'm going to make it a special occasion. I'm going to record a very special video tomorrow, and I'm going to announce the video live on a video that will go out tomorrow. So yes, someone is going to get 2 tickets, hopefully to Plymouth Argyle and the City shirt to do it. Right, Tone.
You're pushing the boat out there, aren't you, Plymouth?
Do you know how hard it is to get tickets at
Baz,
Argaff?
now we all know who rigged the draw.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get tickets at Argaff?
You must be joking. It's the empty ad, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently it was 1-0 to the empty seats yesterday. We're singing along.
I'll tell you one thing I was very impressed with from our side of things when I was listening to the whole game, watching you guys tear us apart, is that I heard the Newcastle fans more than I heard your fans.
Yeah, for 15 minutes and then half.
Longer than that. Longer than that.
As you went home.
Longer than that.
At the 60th minute, there was pockets of empty seats in the away end.
And we could still hear them.
Behave.
This is a library.
Nothing on
This
that was
is a library.
Mate, I'd been to St. James's Park, you know, on many occasions. And you
Can
lot
be
know
crap as well. No, it can be. It can be crap as well.
It's Premier League football now. So always the away fans that create the atmosphere in grounds.
Yep.
Right. I'll see that comment there about Team Livermento.
Yeah.
Right. Team Livermento's end product is 0.
We don't wait for man product, we're waiting for defender.
No, 0. He's got so much, not the way you play. All right, okay, then what about Gvardiol?
I thought we were going up in the world.
No, but did you just said there, we're not bothered about his end product, we're just about defending. So take all he goes away from Gvardiol. Can we have him?
No, because he's a very good defender.
There you go then. So this is what I'm going to tell you about Team Livermento. Team Livermento, right? He's going forward. He's got no end product at all, right? His build-up play needs to be worked on massively. His defensive side, he falls asleep. But what he's very, very good at, because of his pace, is recovering when he's out of possession.
Sounds just like Kyle Walker.
He's a shit Kyle Walker.
He's a very, very young Kyle Walker, I'm telling you now. And he's got so much to learn. Of a good player in the making, but
he's got potential.
He's got potential, but honestly, that's why Kieran Trippier's came back into our side.
Do you think this is the reason why he hasn't been called up for England yet?
I thought he had been.
He has. Team Livermento.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Team Livermento.
He hasn't played though, has he? He's just been in squads.
No, he's played. He's played twice now. I think he has both because both our fullbacks, Lewis Hall and Team Livermento, have both played for England. And then this is what sent our fans into absolute meltdown. We're going to have the 2 fullbacks for the future for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
But
we're big fans of Tino, but like Ian said, his end product going forward is terrible, and his positional sense at times is really bad as well.
Yeah,
but there's definite potential there.
1,000,000%. And this is why I think Kieran Trippier is crucial. The Status Football Club, beyond like what Matt Ritchie did, what he's doing again, what Scott Carson does at your football club, goalkeeping perspective. These players need to stay around just for experience to help these players along, or they'll probably just fade away in my opinion.
Clubhouse people, yeah.
Yep.
I've got a question for the Newcastle lads. Eddie Howe, is he the guy, do you think, to take you to that next level, Champ League, consistent and onwards?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And the reason why is, can you tell me a manager who would have came in when Newcastle had 4 points at the bottom of the league and actually survived that season? Can you name another manager who could have done that?
That's fair enough. But in terms of where you are now, to get you into
I know what everybody's thinking right now.
But then
Game
get to the
starts with S and
Champions
ends with
League.
M. Allardyce.
Yeah, well, I don't think Allardyce would have done it, to be honest with you, how
No, we
deep
all know he
we
would have.
were in it. And finished 12th that season, by the way, where we
Yeah.
cruised away from it. And then we qualified for Champions League football and got to a cup final next season.
Baz, I think you're ignoring the influence that Chris Wood had over the whole team.
I'm not doing it anymore. I am not bringing up Chris Wood when we don't even have to bring him up now.
Well, you're screwed for you're screwed. Well, Martin, you're screwed for pre-match because we play Forest in 2 weeks.
Chris Wood had a massive influence on the reason why we stayed up, and because we didn't have a striker, and we also took him away from Burnley, which made it even more difficult for them to score goals. So Chris Wood had a massive influence on our football club, and I always said if you play to Chris Wood's strengths,
he put my shed window out as well, Baz.
Yeah, he did, against Sheffield Wednesday in the cup.
He put my shed window.
Actually, interesting thing you just said about Eddie Howe is and talking about going forward. I think more than ever this cup final coming up for you is made even more crucial by that too, because if you are able to get over the line and get that cup, then that just not only cements obviously Eddie Howe's legacy at your club, but it's something that you guys can definitely springboard for into the future as well.
Yeah. Can you name the last Newcastle manager that made it to 2 cup finals?
Rich, this
Bobby Robson get it, so
not to 1 cup final.
Got
us to a semi-final twice in the semi-finals in the FA Cup under Sir Bobby Robson.
Where was it in the 50s?
To 1.
It
was it in the 1950s? Yeah.
That's how long ago it was. Because Kevin Keegan didn't do it. Sir Bobby Robson didn't do it. Ruud Gullit and Craig Dalglish both got us to FA Cup finals. That tells you what we think of Eddie Howe. He's got us to 2 cup finals in the space of 3 years of taking over this football club, from a club who was bottom of the league with 4 points to now. And bearing in mind, he hasn't been backed in 3 transfer windows recently. And he's still working with players that we had under Rafa and under Steve Bruce and massively improved them. If you give him the budget that you guys have got, do you think he wouldn't take us to the next level, is my question to you guys.
No, I mean, I've always rated Eddie Howe. I think what he did at Bournemouth was amazing. So I think he's a deeply intelligent coach. He thinks about everything, and is the best English coach out there by a country mile. And I think it's good for you that he thought that Newcastle was a bigger job than the England job. So no, I definitely rate him.
Yeah. So with your budget, you think he could take us to the next level?
I'd definitely take you to the next level. Whether he'd make you win the title, I don't know, but you'd be up there in the, nailed in there with, City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, that's all we want. We don't expect to win titles. We don't expect to win trophies. We just want to compete. And
no. You do expect to win titles.
No, not right now. No,
not yet. No, I agree. Not right now. But you're bored long term.
The board.
Eddie Howe said it. We want to go where City are.
The board. But as a Newcastle fan who's been through the ringer since 1989 and not seen us win anything other than the Championship a couple of times.
No, I agree.
The Intertoto Cup and the Salah Cup as well. Obviously, we should be really mentioning those trophies.
My thing with Eddie Howe, Baz, and Ian, I think he's a very good manager. I'm not sure he attracts the names you need to get him.
But see, that's so hard. But I don't know how people say that when we've got the likes of Tonali, who's unbelievable. Isak, unbelievable. Gordon came from Everton, who I thought Gordon was always going to be an England international and a great player. All Eddie Howe needs is a half an hour to sit down with a world-class player, and that player knows he's coming to the right club because he knows how to talk the game.
I get what you're saying, Martin. I totally do, because you're spoiled with Pep Guardiola, right? And
it must be easy.
Right, and it must be easy to attract all the big players. However...
No, I don't mean it that way, and I'm talking about Mark Hughes days. Because Mark Hughes, as you said, with the money, Mark Hughes should have done it with the money.
Yeah, I get that totally. I get that totally what you're saying. But with the Eddie Howe situation, I think, because modern day football, there's not many managers out there, in my opinion, or on the levels of Gvardiol, and I think Arne Slot at Liverpool as well. Eddie Howe's got I totally agree. He's a very, very functional man, right? Who I think the style of his play eventually will attract the big players. And if you've got big players in your squad already, and there's a project being put in front of you, which is a potential of what we have potentially. I'm not saying we are going to do that because obviously PSI, etc. We are stalling. But we still have attracted the top players simply because I think it's his philosophy, the way he's playing and bringing his project over, by the way. I really do.
Mm-hmm. And Yusuf's a Liverpool fan, by the way. That's why I was asking.
I mean, going forward, you're on about is Eddie Howe the right man to do it? He's got to be, in my opinion. He's got to be. And until he's been backed in a window of...
that's fair. That's fair.
If he gets a 300-minute window and fails, then fair enough.
Back with a massive amount of money.
That's the bit that's fair. Yeah, that's where I'm different on the Mark Hughes, the Mancini, because even Mancini was backed. He won a league, and then because it's not always the manager. If you remember, we've been down this road. We won a league. Rich, your dogs totally agree, mate.
They do. They do.
That's called Rich, mute yourself for anyone in the chat. Anyway, but you know what I mean. The summer after, we went and got Scott Sinclair, Javi Garcia. I can't remember who else.
Jack Rodwell.
Jack Rodwell, yeah.
Oh God, what a waste of money he was!
Mr. Biscuit, man.
I knew you had to remind me of that. So that's why I know. But to be fair, that's why I say Eddie Howe needs that 200 million just to see what he does with it.
Yeah.
If he gets 200 million fails, then it's fair enough.
Yeah, I think personally, my opinion, I think he's got a great backroom staff there with Graham Jones and Jason Tindall, and I think everything's in place. I think, and it goes to show what a good manager he is, because he got the best out of Miggy Almiron. He's getting the best out of Jacob Murphy. You've got to remember Jacob Murphy, 2-3 seasons ago, was on loan at Sheffield. Yeah, and he wasn't even getting the game there, so he's really, really poor. So he's got his favourites, Callum Wilson, Jamal Lascelles is still there. Obviously, Matt Ritchie's gone. All his other favourites have left the football club, but let's see what he can do if he gets backed. And for me personally, I think he can do it. I really do. Simply because of all the stuff he's put in place already. I know he's getting more stuff put in place at the training ground. I know that to take us forward. So I just think no other manager out there is capable to take us forward as much as Eddie Howe. I really don't.
Under current constraints as well, what you got to think about as well, would a Mourinho come in and do the job that Eddie Howe's doing under these restrictions of having 25, I think we spent 40 million in the summer. Would Mourinho put up with that? Of course he wouldn't, because we know what Mourinho is like when he goes into a club. He likes to rip it apart, buy his own players, spend a fortune, then try to win a trophy, then leave 2 seasons later. We've got a project where Eddie Howe is the main focus of it. They know it's going to take another 5 years potentially to even be considering to be top 4 regularly. You know, we're spoilt at the moment because Eddie Howe's done such a good job, and that's the problem. Everyone's looking at it now going, well, they are the richest owners in the world, but not the richest club. Eddie Howe's done all this, so why aren't we doing more? And the simple fact is, we haven't had the backing and free windows to be able to carry it on. And we're still pulling up trees this season, considering we haven't bought anyone in free windows. Look at what you guys have had to do in January. You were struggling. Suddenly you go out and spend 200, 300 million on these world-class players, and look at what's happened. You could be potentially third after the next weekend. You know, we are stale at the moment, and it's not Eddie Howe's fault. It's PSR and the board's fault for overspending and not budgeting properly.
I'm not laughing at you, Baz. I'm just laughing at.
I know I'm laughing at that comment as well.
Not happening. Right. Tone,
I wouldn't take that deal, by the way.
come on. We
Wouldn't take that deal.
Come on. Right. Are you getting giddy because of this 4-0 win and it's our best performance? Now we're going to win the league.
I'll say
Rich,
good night,
you've got to go.
everyone. I've got to go, yeah. So,
Sorry, Rich. I'm
I'll-
just
I'll
saying
go.
that.
Yeah. So, night, everyone. Fantastic performance. Youngest City side we've put out in many years. And John Stones, what a legend. That's all I
He had a
need to
great
say.
game, to be fair.
Great. All right,
Thanks,
Rich. See you,
and
mate.
thanks to the Newcastle boys for coming on.
You're
Cheers.
welcome.
Cheers,
Good
Rich.
night.
Bye, Rich.
Good night.
Cheers.
Come on, Tone. We're going to win the league, can't you? We won again.
No, I put a little wink at the end of that. That was
No, you
meant in
didn't. No, you
jest.
didn't.
Yeah, I think we're 16 behind Liverpool, aren't we? If we beat them 13, I mean, it's still 5 bloody wins. So no, not really. But look, you know, you've got to think positive. You had a right go at me on, when did we play Newcastle? Was it 3 o'clock? When the lineup come out at 1:45, you had a right old moan on WhatsApp at LB and I, because we were saying, "Oh, I'm not sure about that lineup," you know. And
No,
to
go
be
on.
fair,
Go on. Let's share exactly what you and LB were saying in the private chat. You and
I can't
LB
remember.
we're going to get tanked. We're going to get hammered with no chance.
I didn't say that.
Gundogan's in the midfield. He's playing Rico. Oh, my dear. And I called you all pessimistic sods. Have a little bit of positivity.
I blame LB. Look, yeah, when I saw the lineup, I did think big question marks about the back line. Rico and John Stones was the most senior. How long is he going to bloody last? And Diaz and Ake weren't there. There were question marks there, but I still said we'd win. LB was the one who said we'd get bloody tanked. I never said that, but we were phenomenal. I mean, I thought we were fantastic. It was the most pure performance over 90 minutes from City, probably all season. We were never really in danger. I think they had 1 or 2 shots.
We
And
were
for a
terrible.
top team, yeah. And Newcastle got top players. When I saw their lineup, I was like, Christ, we're in for a game. And I just thought we managed it brilliantly the whole game, even where we'd been collapsing around the 70, 80 minute mark and conceding and then shitting it. We just kept the ball much better. And a massive part of that was the man of the match, in my opinion, Nico Gonzalez, who was straight up 10 out of 10. One of the best Premier League debuts. He was absolutely unbelievably good in midfield. For
Baby
City.
Rodri, I've called him, because that's what he looked like. Baby Rodri.
He was just outstanding. And also the way he was telling the other players around him, even John Stones and Haaland and everybody, even the more senior players who've been there longer, he was telling them where to go and all the rest of it. So very excited about that signing. He looked brilliant. He wasn't the only one. John Stones, Gundogan also played his best game for a very long time, but that probably is because Nico G's in there helping him and doing that work that allows Gundo to.
Gundogan, outstanding, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
Gundogan was outstanding.
So can I ask you as a question? Obviously, on the performance was excellent. You're talking about all these fresh players that came in. Would you have been this confident about playing us if you hadn't have made those signings?
No.
I was the only one. Ask Ian. On Thursday night, everyone was shitting themselves. Every single person. Because even Ian was like, because everyone was like, we're going to get beat by Newcastle, beat by Madrid, beat by Liverpool. And everyone was going into, because that's been the story of our season. There's not been a game where we've gone in, and it isn't because of the opposition, because of us. I don't know. I'm sorry, I know you don't watch City week in, week out. The problem is, 9 times out of 10 this season, we're not getting beat because the team is absolutely trouncing us.
Yeah,
we're getting beat because we're gifting them goals.
No, I rate Newcastle very highly. I really do.
We know you do.
Yeah, I know. I get shit being called a Newcastle fan all the bloody time. That's why I've got black and white sort of top, black and it's half City, half Newcastle.
He talks better about Newcastle than he does City. This guy.
He's a man. He's a man after my own heart. Then I like that.
Yeah.
I'll probably be getting slated on your own channel because I've spoken about you all night. No.
Look, Newcastle. When I saw the teams and I thought, Christ, it's going to be difficult. And I think if Newcastle would have shown up and City had a bit of an off, then it would have been, a proper game. But Newcastle did disappoint. On the other hand, Isak didn't really get involved. Gordon, I'm not surprised he got subbed. He got caught offside twice just before he got subbed.
Why, it was frustrating. One of them,
Yeah,
though, I was
wasn't
really
bad.
disappointed with the linesman
Yeah,
putting his flag up in that position, because you
You're
should have
right.
waited for VAR to step in. And
Yeah,
he
'cause
wasn't
he was on.
offside either. He was
Yeah.
onside.
he was on, wasn't he? Yeah. But City were, I don't want to take anything away from City's performance, which I wouldn't. I'm a City fan, but I just thought we were,
He was brilliant.
yeah, I thought it was a complete display. And Edison signed that fucking contract. Get that signed. He must stay.
Yes, that's best. I totally agree. Look, Fee's at it now. If Liverpool drop off, you never know.
Look,
They-
he's
I
not
know.
winning the title this year. This is Pep's blip. I talked about this on Friday night with Martin. I said, look, Pep does this. He did it with Barca. He has a little drop-off season where things don't go right. He then re-evolves his team, comes back the next season, then goes and wins a double or a treble. That's what's going to happen. But you're not winning
Need
it
to
this
get you
year.
on turret, by the way, at some point. Bozo Gene. What's his Bozo Gene from LB? What's that about?
Oh, didn't he call a show Bozo Show or something? I don't know.
How's that? Tell ya. Negative, positive. Get vaccinated, as he calls it. Yeah, I do think Newcastle did miss Joe Linton. Thing.
No,
I'll give
no.
you that.
No,
Do you not?
no. I don't. And I've been put off with him, right? And the reason why he should have been sent off the last two games he played.
Me and Martin have confused on that.
Two yellow cards before half time. He can't pass. And what he does, he wrestles everybody, and he should have been booked for 2 yellow cards before half time. And that, for me, I went off him totally. He should have been playing for the last 2 games. He should have been in the Six Nations for me, Joe Linton. And this is why I said, Martin, that we need. Baz disagrees, which he's right to disagree. We need another world-class midfielder in there for ball retention. Joe Linton's not the answer. Joe Willock's not the answer. We need to spend big on another big midfielder. Really do.
I agree, but not now. Not right now, because the team needs to evolve too much for that to become a reality. That's my issue with it.
Yeah.
That you need a goalkeeper, you need a centre-back, you need a right winger. And
Well,
then
we can have a cheap option. We can have a cheap option with a goalkeeper because we'll get Trafford from Burnley and give these lot. We give these lot a little bit of money. That's fine. That's fine. We go and get a Malik Chow on cheap, who's a ball playing 21-year-old German from AC Milan. Forget you're right. You get your midfielder in.
Well, who? Come on, give me names. You're naming all these others. Give me another name.
Sell Bruno. Get Barella in.
But then you need 2 world-class midfielders to come in.
Then you go down.
Get who in? Get who in?
Because then you need your right midfielder in as well.
Did you say Barella?
Get him in. 100 million. Bang. Get him in.
You're going to need Champions League.
Get him in. 100 million.
Statement. No, Ian, you will need to. We've tried to get Barella. It won't move.
That's the type of player us going forward need to go and compete with you boys.
You need to keep hold of Isak and Bruno G, because it must frustrate you guys that teams like Arsenal are getting linked with Isak.
It's boring now.
Arsenal can't afford Isak. Now, I've said to Martin, there's only one team in the Premier League. He won't go to use because obviously Haaland signed a 25 million a year contract, but he's not going anywhere. There's only one team. It's Liverpool. It's Liverpool. And if the forward that we got from, is it Benfica? What do you call him?
No.
If he goes,
yeah.
Nunes.
That's my only.
Diaz could go as well, apparently. And if they both of them go, then they'll come knocking, and we might struggle to keep a hold of them if we don't get Champions League football.
He's the only team. Where else is he going? He's not going to go to Real Madrid.
I like that, Craig. I'm with Craig because he's still easy to have a cup double A, FA Cup, and World Cup.
See, Martin, I told you you could be a treble father again.
Hey, Newcastle could do a double this year. We could win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. You never know.
Right.
I thought we were talking reality.
What is Baz as well, right? A lot of people have said we've already got one eye on this Carabao Cup. So we put up a performance like this against Manchester City because we've got a one eye on the Carabao Cup. We lose the next 2 games, then the Carabao Cup, then we'll play Brighton out the FA Cup. What kind of season have we got then? Simply because we were focused on that Carabao Cup. That's not acceptable, in my opinion.
I agree.
I love this. Little Rodri in Spanish is Rodrito. Sports talk. Tell me about Mini Rodri.
Where I'll start. Everything that we have been complaining about, the mopping up, the energy, the legs. It's not a coincidence that we're talking about Gundogan having his best performance since coming back, given that he's playing next to somebody who's providing the legs, that's doing the running around, that's doing the mopping up and allowing him to progress further forward, getting into that 8 role and doing what he does best. Nico's absolutely brilliant, and I'm glad that we were patient at the end of the window rather than jumping in and sort of taking bait when it came to that Douglas Luiz deal. I'm glad that we were patient and we got the right guy because he's absolutely what we needed in every sense.
Well, the thing is, I've always said I think Douglas Luiz was a red herring. From what I understood, they did. I think I've told you this dinner, Pat, a couple of weeks back. We looked at Nico at the start of the window and we were told, wait. It's no coincidence Porto was still in, they were had to get qualified out Europa and all that sort of thing. See, I think it's a fallacy, all this. We went late with him. If you listen to the club and all the quotes, we've been looking at Gonzalez for a very long time. It was just timing. I know people wanted him in at the start of the window, but not every deal falls when fans want it to fall. Doesn't always fall when the clubs want it to fall. Because I keep saying it, people have to realise is there is a selling club as well as a buying club. Sometimes it's like when you buy a car. You go and buy a brand new car off the forecourt, you can't drive it off the forecourt that day. You've got to wait 6 months sometimes to get the car. It's the way it works. Sometimes it was just we had to wait. So I never believed it. That's why I was never big on it. Because I didn't think it was I think it was all BS. Cambiaso's true. Apparently that's done for the summertime. That's all agreed upon and will hopefully happen in the summer. They're obviously going after Verts. They're bringing in Echeverri. They've got Kushnoff, where I'm going to come to you now, Pat, that I think, by the way, I thought Kushnoff yesterday was exquisite. He's not only was he calm, but do you know what I loved? There was a part, don't know if any remember this, in the second half, first half, Newcastle were putting us under a little bit of pressure, and we were doing that tappy stuff in the corner near the corner flag. And we were trying to tap it around, and we couldn't get rid of it. Kushnoff just comes in and goes, bang, see ya. And wellies it up to Nico. And I thought, that's what we need.
When was that?
Always have to be
you under any pressure.
I just think Kushnoff was absolutely spot on yesterday.
That's why we wanted him.
But you're not in that league yet, so get back in your box.
No, we were very, 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 very close to getting him. We would have had him before you got him if we actually had the money to buy him, because you weren't on the radar for him until we dropped out.
We scouted him 4 times before you even looked at him. There you are.
Exactly.
You didn't have a Juma Bar deal in the background to get it over the line.
Now it's getting petty. Now pack it in.
Look, these sore losers are coming in, giving it the big.
We're not. You started.
I'm only joking, you know I am.
I know
Pat,
you are.
tell me about Kushnoff.
Oh, I mean, talk about a man who's taken off, bad performance or bad moment in his debut. This man has just really hit the ground running over the last couple of weeks, I must say. The one that really stood out, I get where you're coming from, Martin. Yeah, I do remember that playing from out the back. He just sort of, BS'd it, hoofed it, and just, carry on. But I do remember...
Pep applauded, by the way, Pat. I will say Pep applauded it as well.
Yeah. I do remember another one where he tracked... He went for an attempt sort of in our attacking half. I think this is when we were 1 or 2-0 up. And Anthony Gordon got around him. And then he was still able to chase Anthony Gordon down and actually retrieve the ball. And that was a big one for me. That was almost shades of like Kyle Walker chucking down Vinicius Jr. and that. Like when I saw that, I applauded. Like that was just a brilliant piece of play. And if anybody wanted to get an idea of how quick he actually is, then go back and look at that play. It was from about somewhere between the 20th to 22nd minute. But yeah, it was an exquisite play, and he just suffocated Anthony Gordon. Didn't allow him to get any service crossfield to Isak. It was just some beautiful, beautiful defending. This guy's just going on leaps and bounds, and I'm just curious. I think everybody's going to watch him with a magnifying glass, just because of what he did in his first game. But I think if we just let the kid play and not necessarily treat the remainder of the season like a free hit for him, but just to let him just be a sponge and absorb everything that happens around him, whether he's playing, whether he's not playing, because you're looking at a possibility of this guy being an absolute gunner of a defender come the start of next season. So I'm excited for what he can bring for us. And I mean, never mind just that pace on its own is a weapon in itself. But I mean, there's so much more that this kid could offer us going forward. I'm really excited about him.
The man that plays next to him compliments him so much, by the way, John Stones. John Stones' mind is absolutely outstanding.
He did another match in where he didn't get injured, which was the bit I was more happy with.
180 minutes without him being injured. I can't in 3 days. I can't believe it.
I think
now we've got to rest him for 6 weeks.
The ability that John Stones brings as a centre back, but also the ability he brings it to be a holding midfield that interact and step forward. He's got quality. He's just so calm on the ball. I think he's absolutely world class, mate. World class.
Yeah, you're spot on. By the way, can I just say there's a 350 of you on. We can try and get to 350 to 200 likes. That'd be amazing. I know people say it, but apparently people like us to remind them to hit the like button. It's not something we normally do, but you want us to do it, so we'll do it. Bang the old like button. That'd be amazing. Thank you. Dash, thank you for your very generous £2, mate. Appreciate that. You are a legend, sir. Big up, everyone. By the way, rest in peace to Lewis Hall's hamstring.
Right. Do you know, I'm going to ask you guys, right? You're on about Eddie Howe and what he's done for Newcastle United and what he does to certain players, right? And how he brings them on, which Bass has already brought up, and he's brought what he got the best out of, obviously, Almiron and Murphy, etc., etc. What Pep is getting out of Gvardiol is unbelievable, by the way. From being one of the best centre-halves, Croatia's captain, to put him at left-back, my God. What a player this man has transformed him into be, by the way.
Yeah, he's Rolls Royce.
And what can make him even better, Ian, too, is who complements him up front. And that link-up play between him and Marmoosh. It started in the Chelsea game. We saw glimpses of it, and I think we're starting to see almost the fruits of the labour come through now with Newcastle. And I think going forward, I'll be more than happy for the end of the season just for them to be Gvardiol and Marmoosh just linking up down that left-hand channel.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Gvardiol will go down in the years to come as one of our best ever signings if he continues at this rate. He's such a luxury player.
Tony, we've been on this show for years trying to talk about. We've been talking about who our best City 11 are, or who our best Pep City 11 is, and of course we always hit a roadblock when we come to left back for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Give it 2 or 3 years at this rate, everybody will be unanimously saying Gvardiol left back.
He'd be the best left back in the Premier League. He'll be better than Ashley Cole. He'll be better than all of them. He's that good.
He's brilliant at centre back.
For me, because I was a left back, right? His physicality, right, is immense. But his ball playing and his decision making at times to get beyond, right? To get beyond, to make the right runs, to not leave his back line vulnerable, is just on a different level. And that's not down to him, by the way, because he played in the back four. That's down to one man. That's Pep. And he's taught him how to do that. Pep taught Raheem Sterling to score goals on the back, on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Right? He's tried his best with Jack Grealish, right? You need to do more on the shoulder. You need to do things around the. He's trying, but this man is Pep's ace, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's class. He's absolutely world class, and that's down to your manager. Nobody else, your manager, by the way, because you can't transform. We've tried to do it with Joe Linton. He was a left winger. We tried him at centre forward, or put him into a left midfielder just to try and be something. Right? This man, he's just special, and that's down to Pep. He's class.
I have to say it, I cringe when you mention Raheem Sterling, because if we had a more clinical finisher than Raheem Sterling, you could put Gabriel Jesus in that bracket as well too. De Bruyne will be on target to probably beat Ryan Giggs' assist record.
Yeah, and it because obviously, like I say, I play left full back. I play close attention to a lot of left backs in the Premier League. I love Robinson at Fulham. I think he's fantastic. Great left full back. This man he's got everything. Brilliant. What a player.
Yep.
Just on the back of that, Ian, would you, in terms of the left backs that we're currently got in the Premier League, would you say Gvardiol at the moment, you'd put him ahead of Kirk, and Robertson?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I just think, like I said, what I like about it is they can be. It's the physicality side. He's so strong, and when it breaks down, his defensive side is just remarkable. What he offers going forward is world class, but it's the other side. You can go forward and be brilliant, but it's the defensive side when he loses it, or his defensive shape, or in them areas where he just picks things up. I just think he's an ultimate left full back. I think he's world class. One of the best in the world, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. Would you say that he? I mean, based on the 90 minutes.
If you go down the route of Mendy at Real Madrid, yeah, I think Mendy's as weak as piss.
Yeah.
Right, weak as piss. But I think going forward, he's very, very technically very great. Can create stuff. He's not. I think Gvardiol's on a different level. Really good.
Was he your standout player yesterday for City? Would you say that was he the one most? Okay.
No, he wasn't a standout player, but over the season, he's one of the standout players.
Yeah. For me, yesterday, I thought Gvardiol was an 8.5. Yeah. My standout player, Marmoosh, I marked him as 10 because he obviously got 3. Yeah. I thought Savio was fantastic as a 9. Right.
Everybody was waxing about Savio.
Me personally, I got man of the match was Phil Foden. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Yeah. And I've said to Martin times and times before when we played against you, when he finds that pockets of space, and he's very clever on the turn, and when he turns and he takes that touch, he's unplayable. And I thought he was brilliant. I mean, I haven't marked anybody else under an 8. Edison 8, Lewis 8, Kushnoff 8.5, Stones 9, Gvardiol 8.5, Nico 9, Gundogan 8.5, Savio 9, Foden 9.5, 9.5. Sorry, Marmoosh 10 man of the match simply because he's hat-trick, and Haaland 9. That was my marks.
I tell you, these Newcastle fans are more positive than City fans this year.
You have to come on every week.
No, but the best of it is, Martin, we're not going to come on here, right, especially me and Baz, right, and just say, look, we were shit. We were poor, but we're not going to take away the City performance that deserves to be credited, right? We're not bitter. I will speak the truth, and that's why we've got respect for each other, and that's why we speak on conversations, Martin. I'm not one of these ones go, we were shit. Whatever. Or you wouldn't have us on the show. I'm gonna point out where we were poor. We need to do better. But you can't take, like I've said, you can't take away the Manchester City's performance just because we were poor. You've got to accept how good you were on the day, which all of you have said. It doesn't make a difference if you played Real Madrid. I think the same outcome would have been the same because you were that good.
Well, we're coming on to that in a minute. Before I come to the Madrid thing, because SOS, I've started, has asked a really good question, and this is where will get annoyed with Pep a little bit. I wouldn't think
Yeah.
somebody's big happy clapper,
Yeah.
but I do. Pat, Mamoosh and Sabio, I've not seen wing play like that. And it's a good job Rich has gone because he's going to kill me for this. Since, and I've got to say it, and Rich is going to kill me, I know he will, since Sane Sterling days. I have not seen that kind of wing play for a very long time. And you know what? Maybe I got a little bit too stuck into this pass move stuff because it won us a treble and we were all loving it. And I realized yesterday how excited I got through that wing play that we've not seen for a very long time. And it kind of got me excited. But do you know what gets me, Pat, is I know with Ake rested, with Diaz rested, Bernardo rested, and KDB rested, on Wednesday night, we are going to go back to pass.
What's even more interesting too was Savio. That's not even Savio's strongest side. He's at his best when he plays on the left. Yeah.
Oh. And by the way, thought Doku was very good as well when he come on yesterday.
Yes.
He's just come back from injury, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've not even got to Rico Lewis yet. Rico Lewis got called a bum on Tuesday night by me. Felt sorry for him, but I'll tell you what, the guy had a set of bollocks yesterday because he went on that pitch and he showed a set. And this poor sod down bottom right was selling him for 10 million quid yesterday. And look what he did.
10 million, we could take him. That's cheap. Well,
he was sending him out on loan.
I'll take him on loan, why not?
50 mil. 50
What,
mil.
we'll take him on loan with an obligation to buy, but it's 7.5 million at the end.
Yeah.
That's your fault now.
I mean, sports talk, Pat, you two, Wax Liverpool and Marmoosh and Sabio. I think Savio's been amazing this season.
Yeah, yes, he's been brilliant.
Well, I'll just quickly go first sports talk. I mean, I looking at the way sort of Marmoosh played that game, his positioning, where he was for every goal and things like that. I'm trying to without. I don't like doing comparisons to players we've had previously, but you're looking at the manner in which Marmoosh has come into this team and what he's been asked to do. It's kind of similar in a way to what Julian Alvarez was doing as well. Plays forward, plays number 10, can play all across basically the midfield. But I don't know if I've ever seen Julian Alvarez positionally being as that effective attack-wise as what Marmoosh was. I was really impressed with regardless of the goals, I was just really impressed with basically the way he sort of linked up with Haaland in a way where it was like, I think what gave Marmoosh the most liberty or the most freedom in that game yesterday was sort of Haaland's leadership as well too. It wasn't all about Haaland just being front and center and trying to run off everybody and trying to be the center of attention attack wise. It was he played a really good support role with Marmoosh, and I think with Haaland with Dan Burn having such focusing 110% of his attention on Haaland all the time, and then obviously having to get other players like other defenders like Trippier and that in as well too. I think it gave Marmoosh a lot of freedom as well. And I think I'm looking forward. And people say like, when we signed him, they go, oh, is this guy going to cover Haaland when he needs a rest or something like that? It's like we said the same thing when we signed Alvarez, that we may not see them play together quite often. It's like, no, I think we'll see them play together quite a lot in the future. And I love it. I just feel like the way that they sort of set up their play yesterday was almost like a spoil of riches in a way. We just had so many alternatives, not just the players we had on the pitch, but what those two players offer in terms of versatility in the manner in which they attack. And it's so exciting to see. And I again, another reason why I just can't wait for next season to kick off, to be honest. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On Marmoosh, again, and Pat, I'm kind of glad you touched on the Alvarez thing. When we signed Alvarez, he was a raw young talent. Whereas in Marmoosh, we've signed somebody who is a little more seasoned.
He's ready made.
Yeah, exactly. He's ready made. And he has a natural instinct of where to be, when to run, where to run, identifying spaces. And he did that quite early on in the Chelsea game and a few of the games. But because of the frailties we had in defence and in the midfield, there was this fear of some of the players wanted to play that pass in. Edison set the standard. He set the tone. Saw that pass. Saw the run of Marmoosh and thought, right, Bosch, here we go. Let's get him in. And I think the longer that first goal would have took for Marmoosh to get, it would have just dented the confidence. But for him to have gone and got it yesterday, you just got a feeling, he's going to have a good game here. And before you knew it, the second one comes in, the third one follows. And it's because he constantly kept making those runs, and there's players brave enough to play him in at the right time, which brings me nicely onto Savinho. Every time you watch Savinho, he seems to impress you more than the last time. One-on-one, right now, he probably is one of the best, if not the best, at the moment on any flank, really, in terms of just dribbling past players with ease. And sometimes not even just one-on-one, it's just you go past 2 or 3. There was a moment on the touchline where Pep actually patted him on the back or whatever, because I think he's in his own half, and he's gone and got through like 2 or 3 of the offensive players from Newcastle, and it's just he's a right nightmare to deal with. And I'm kind of glad that he's on our side and he's on our team.
His build up for that third goal was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He basically started flat-footed from about 35 yards out, and has ended up almost with probably inside 5 yards from the byline and cut it back to he absolutely, with all credit to Lewis Hall, because I do think he's a good player, but he just made Lewis Hall look average. I'm not just saying for most of the game, but definitely in that play. He was just absolutely rapid.
I am coming to you super chats in a minute, and that I promise. You know what I did not? I said this to Ian Baz earlier on their show. Through Black and White Eyes, go and show a lot of love, top channel. One thing I will say is, you watch Savinho, Foden, and Marmoosh yesterday. They weren't hugging the lines either. They were coming in. They were constantly moving around. And that was my issue. I said, where I feel sorry for Lewis Hall was, and even Trippier a little bit, is they're not marking a natural winger that just stays and hugs the touchline. Because they're coming inside, and then Lewis Hall's going, well, do I go with Savinho and go in the middle? But then I've got Gvardiol who's marching down the wing. Do I go with him? Do I go with somebody else? Marmoosh is off down there. And you had them all interchanging. And I think it makes it so hard for an opposition to mark that or mark it anywhere.
When they were interacting, then you had Haaland coming down the wing.
Yeah, they didn't know where to go.
So Marmoosh ended up as a centre forward, and Haaland ended up outside in front of Lewis Hall.
But this is where I think Joe Linton could have made a bit of a difference, because he would have helped out where Joe Willock never did. In that whole game, Joe Willock never got back. Gordon never got back. It was very poor from us defensively, because we allowed them to attack Lewis Hall so easily.
Yeah, I get that.
So that was frustrating for me.
I get your point there. But then what was happening is when they were interacting, right, Phil Foden was popping up in that 10 role, which was remarkable. So then your 2 centre halves was going, oh my God, Foden's in that pocket again, where he's dangerous.
Do you feel like Tonali and Bruno did enough then to manage that situation with Foden? Because Foden seemed like he's getting in behind him quite easily, and no one really picked him up.
They did nothing through the whole game, both of them. Everyone was just so under par, it was unbelievable. But again, it's credit to you guys, because you made us look average. You know, it's easy to say our team was under the weather, whatever you want to call it. You've still got to put us away, and you did that with ease. And then you made it look so easy through the whole game. So, like I say, there's no, there's none of this bitterness or anything like that. It's just you were just top class yesterday. Top class.
Do you see yourselves, and I'm hoping to see you guys get into Europe, but do you see yourselves getting into a European place at the end of the season?
I still think we can finish 5th. I really do. I still think we've got a chance. Even if we don't, I still think we're going to finish 6th and then get the other European spot. So I think top 6 has got to be the aim, especially if we want to get a hold of.
If you get 5th, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well,
My
well, you need to do a job on Wednesday night, so fifth does become a Premier League spot. So you better not muck it up.
And then if it doesn't, then you're relying on Arsenal,
Anyway,
Villa, and Liverpool.
Loving. It's too much lovey-dovey, this. Everyone's in the chat. Love you. Win this. Do that.
All right, fine, find them, Martin. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I'd like to bring forward to the stand Mr. Martin Horsfield. Just wanted to quickly address something. Look, going into this game, I had a lot of question marks. I had question marks about how Rico was going to play. I was going to question how John Stones was going to back up after 3 days rest. There was a lot of things going into this game, but by the end of it, the only question I ended up with is, why was Mr. Martin Double Agent Horsfield all of a sudden on Talkshite with his post-match punditry, and then we find out later that this is happening from the backseat of Tits Out Jackie's car?
What is going on here?
Can I just say,
you'd like to explain yourself to the chat because they are going to play judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, that was not me on TalkSport. I have had so many DMs and people asking me, "Was that me with Jackie on TalkSport?" No,
Yes,
I've never spoke to Jackie. I do not know who.
I love how he
Jackie
did Baz laugh like they know who she is.
I've never spoken to her. I do not know.
Yeah,
I'll tell you where Martin was though. He was
no.
Friday night, Captain America on Valentine's Day.
Were you at the pictures with Slack
playing with his
missus?
I am coming to the super chats. I am coming. I'm just letting them build up.
He was coming on Friday night.
You didn't say that to Jackie.
I don't need to do super chats. Professional idiot. Thank you for renewing for the 7th month. You are a legend. And then you've left a super chat. Hey, Martin, our new players are still too young and inexperienced to play against Madrid. Let's play our old Nola. No, I would play all the young ones. Professional idiot. You're already getting beat. Go for it.
Yep.
Go
down fighting. Huge learning curve.
Go down fighting and go for it. City work better with tempo. And when we're playing the old guard, there is no tempo. Get the lead, then bring in the old guard to slow it down. Do not start slow because you will get hammered playing that game.
Here.
So thank you for the super chat, but I do agree. BM, I know you're desperate to say this because you've been at them all show. I have been reading it. Didn't have the super chat, mate. Ian, what's it like winning the Intertoto Cup?
It was amazing. Don't forget the Salah Cup. I mean, come on.
I'm not going to even.
Hey, we still talk about the Thomas Cook Trophy.
There you go.
Thank you, BM. I know it's only banter, mate. Appreciate that. Man, then Tone with another 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much. You lads are on fire. Closing statements, because we are going to move this
on Friday night
to South Stand is going to start in about, it was going to be 10 past. It is slightly behind because never a foul is going over at the minute. I am watching as we're going. This is going to redirect you straight to We Are the South Stand, where me and Tone will be on. I don't know if anyone else will be on. But yeah, closing statements. We'll start with our guests, the Newcastle lads.
What do you want us to say? You know, since the love it's still carrying on, you tell us what. I'm only joking.
Come on, we're all doing it. Loving.
Hey, just come. Yeah, you deserve to win. There's still a long way to go in the season. Hopefully, we'll finish in a European place, and maybe in the future we'll be able to come to the Etihad and maybe get a point or get all 3. It would be nice for a change. But yeah, you deserved it. There's nothing else more to say, really. You outplayed us.
Minute 1 to 90. Your players were better than ours. Simple as that. Good luck for Wednesday.
Yes, you've got to win on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good luck in the cup, lads.
Yeah,
we hope you beat Liverpool.
I think to say too about Newcastle as well. I think with you guys yesterday, it was like it was a bad day to have a bad day.
Yes,
that's a good way to put it.
Have you got your ticket for Wembley, Tone?
No, but Ian and Baz, look, I'm subscribed to your channel, so yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out your lead up to the cup anyway. But
brilliant,
big up to yourselves. Wishing all the success in Wembley come mid-March and that too. I think for a team and a fan base as yours, it's long overdue for any sort of silverware, basically. And yeah, I hope you're able to put in a great performance and come away with some success. Also, too, at the same time, I think, you know, coming from city community as well too, it's one of those things where we hope you can get a result as well too. But I just think, you know, that once that trophy's lifted, once the rest of the footballing world sees armpits, then I think it's going to basically, you know, come into that category of like Manchester City now, where it's like the rest of football is now going to come after you, whether it's on the pitch or off the pitch. Basically, you've fallen into that bracket of what we've had for the last 15 years or so. So enjoy it. It's only going to get better, I promise you. But one thing you'll learn is if you've already got thick skin, it'll only get thicker as the years go on. So
100%. We're looking forward to the oil classicals for the next 10 years.
Guys, I've been working in the airlines for 20 years, mate. I've
Can I just say one negative thing? Sort your away end out. Because talking about away ends, we can't do anything when we're 10,000 meters up in the air, mate.
That's never going
to
work.
let everyone talk. I thought you were taking a back seat.
New stadium.
Unfortunately, that until we get a new stadium, that will never happen because it's the access between the away fans. Unfortunately, it's that it is what it is. If we get a new stadium, it'll be completely different.
When we get a new stadium.
Well, when, yeah. 65,000.
If you do, just don't let them balls up the stand where they put bloody tunnel clubs in the middle so it kills.
There's no Martin fake taxi going on.
Oh, for God's sake.
There was on Friday night.
Right. Anyone else with a final thought, sports talk?
Pat, what was she called?
Sorry?
Emily.
Pat, what was she called?
Oh, Tits Out Jackie.
Big Jackie.
Yeah.
Double D,
Sports
Jackie.
talk. Toes, final thoughts.
I can't focus now after.
We've got a beating
Neither
night.
could Martin yesterday.
Double D 4-0 to the double D 4-0.
That's not.
I will, honestly, by the way, in all seriousness, I do swear I have listened to it. It does sound like me. I swear I was not on TalkSport on Saturday night. I promise you.
But if you were on TalkSport, you would have been shouting from the rooftops about
I
it.
don't.
He was shouting, but for a different reason.
I won't go on TalkSport. Anyway, tomorrow we will be back with a video. I will record it where we will do the live. Well, it will be recorded, but it will be on at some point in the day. The 5K giveaway, where we'll do the 2 tickets in the show. I will show it all so you know it's not fixed.
What the seats? The fixed seats.
Not the seats. You know, there will be no show live tomorrow. We'll be back Tuesday. Tuesday we're not in the South Stand. I might do an episode of Martin Talks on Tuesday night. This will redirect you straight to We Are the South Stand. Have they started yet? Are they still going?
10:20, they're starting.
Right. So it's going to start in 8 minutes. So you've got 8 minutes. What I want you to put in the chat is Mankway Raid. Put that in your chat so you know Steve and Daps know where you've come from. Mankway Raid in the chat.
Mankway. Just be careful.
Yeah, don't put something dodgy in there.
That was Friday night.
Don't turn into a spoonerism, otherwise we're going to look like a right set of
I've
blockers.
got time to go for a lovely smoke and a chill. We'll see you all soon. Big up to Ian and Basil. Through Black and White Eyes. It is in the description there, link to their channel. Go and subscribe to it. Chop channel. I am on there as well for Premier League reviews when City aren't doing Champions League nights. So if City get knocked out, I can get on there again.
And you know, in the back of the taxi.
Me, Tone, and Fee will have a chat this week. We'll give you more updates when we get more details on that other new show. Sports Talk, you'll see again on air or on Luke's. Pat, you'll see all the time. So, yeah, keep smashing the likes. Thank you to all you legends as well. And we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, Mankway Raid over on South Stand now. Bye.
Bye. See you now.